Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Mermaid Mystic channel. I've got this lovely, spicy, and nicey weekend reading here for you. However, it feels pretty timeless, so whenever you watch this one's for you. If there's anything you want to do right now to create your own sacred space, if you want to light some candles, get a pen and paper to jot down anything that really sticks out at you, or your own awakenings you have during this reading, if you need a cup of tea, anything you need to do, go ahead and get yourself all cozy and set up. Otherwise, I'm just diving right into the reading. So our spicy message comes from the ever wonderful Rebel deck, and it says love. Oh, and then on the back, it says get some, give some, it will cheer your ass up. And the tarot cards that go along with this are just so gorgeous and perfect. Ace of Cups and 10 of Cups. So just like, I pulled these cards and I was just going to do a reel on my Instagram and I was like, oh no, this has got to be a full reading. So here we go. So we're talking about love, give some, get some. And we see in the tarot cards here, we have the Ace of Cups, which is a beginning, and then we have the 10 of Cups, which is culmination. So this to me, what I saw was just like the Ouroboros, like the serpent eating its tail, and just this forever cycle of regeneration, of death and rebirth that we're always going through. And this one has to do with our relationships and with our relationship with love. And it all starts with ourselves. Allow me to explain. So in the 10 of Cups, this is like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is what it's all about, folks. This is those really meaningful, rich relationships in our lives that give our life so much purpose and emotional abundance. So here we have great romantic relationships, if that's what we want, or a great romantic relationship. We have those wonderful, meaningful, supportive friendships. We have great family relationships, meaningful professional relationships. And this is like, life gets very gorgeous, very juicy. Relationships are like such a big part of our lives. They're very important. And here there's a lot of harmony in those relationships. Now, to get to that place, where do you start? We got to start at the beginning, right? We started the Ace of Cups. So the aces, all of the aces are opportunities, invitations, really fresh expressions of the element associated with that suit. So this is a suit of cups, so it's associated with water. And water in the tarot is associated with relationships, emotions, dreaming, imagination, intuition, illusions, and fantasies. So good. So here it's the purest. So that means that this is where our intuition is very clear. Our imagination is lit up and love is just pouring from us. Now, the key to the gifts of this Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups, like the cup doesn't run out. The cup's always running over. Okay. So think about, you've always heard the expression that you can't pour from an empty cup, right? This is a cup that's never empty. It's always overflowing. Oh my gosh, how do we do this? That sounds good, eh? How do we do this? Well, the key to the Ace of Cups is that all of that love that's flowing, notice how it's coming from the cup. The love must pour from us in order for us to experience love in the outer world. So this is telling us that we are no longer sourcing love from outside sources. Allow me to explain. So that means we're not entering into relationships in a way that actually could be dishonest. Not intentionally dishonest, but sometimes if we are so disconnected from our own inner well of love and self-acceptance and self-knowledge, then, relationships, it's almost like we're subconsciously using other people as a way to distract from a sense of meaningless in our lives, as a way to find the love that we're so desperately seeking, as a way to try and find purpose that we have to find within. So we've got to be careful with relationships, particularly romantic ones, because we don't want to enter them in that state of like using someone else for distraction or love or purpose that's meant to be found within. And as you can imagine, if that's how we enter into those relationships usually, that itch is never scratched. You know what I mean? It feels like there's always something missing. Yes, because it has to start from within. So here we're connected to our true self and our true spirit. There's this I really like the author Kimberly Snyder, and she writes about love in this wonderful book, You're More Than You Think You Are. She says that we have this illusion that love is something we get from outside of ourselves. And she says that actually, no, the people and the relationships and the paths that we love, they actually awaken the love that is already within us. So that's what the Ace of Cups is really doing. We're living in such a way that we're not sourcing our love from outside things. So if that's like, well, I'm worthy of love because I have a good job. I'm worthy of love because I'm good looking. I'm worthy of love because I have this many admirers. No, 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 right? That can be taken away. And then where are you left with, right? So in the Ace of Cups, you're sourcing from within. And because of that, now the relationships outside of you are able to so thrive. And that way you can also enter very honestly into relationships, right? I always say a key to self-love is actually self-knowledge. Like, I've been reading tarot for a very long time. Like I think this September marks like 17 years of me like consistently like reading and studying and journaling and stuff. And so I've done so many readings about relationships, as you can imagine. And over and over and over again, I feel like I've learned this across so many paths, whether it's like shamanism or alchemy or tarot, is that self-knowledge actually helps us so much with self-love. When we can live as our authentic selves, when we can live our truth, then like that love seems to naturally start to radiate out of us. And then we can enter into relationships in this place of great harmony. So this doesn't feel very spicy, but it is reminding you just that love is one of the greatest things about being alive. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't come with heartache or challenges, but like it's worth it. So here, this is the reminder to give some and get some. It'll cheer your ass up. So whatever that looks like, if you need to give yourself some love by getting to know yourself, treating yourself well, being honest with yourself about things. If you can give love to others, like spend some time thinking about other people, do something nice for someone, be the one who reaches out first to call, help someone if they need help, get them a thoughtful little gift, whatever your expression of love is this weekend, you're going to tap into your inner well so that it can pour very freely from you and improve your relationships, and you're going to give and get some love. Okay, my friends, thank you for being here. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And beyond this feels like, yeah, maybe it's pertinent for this weekend, but helpful anytime. Hopefully you have so much love. Okay, take care, my friends. Bye-bye.